following program contains mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Connor Murphy, fitness influencer, has died of drowning in Thailand at the age of 32. Local news media reports he went on a rampage, painting the interior of a luxury rental apartment, rolled around on asphalt, and then walked into a lake. Bro sounds like he was MK Ultra activated and it went wrong. What the fuck? Hot take, chat. The man on the left is built for women. The man on the right is built for gay men. He's the OG looks maxer. What? There was one before? Clavacular? Is this my Ark Survival character? What the hell? 90% true. That's not a hot take. It's just like... This is the body of a man that looks like he would protect me and would be very comfortable to cuddle up with. This is the body of a man that is built for other men to compliment it. Like, I'm not saying there's no women that like this, but typically this is like a male-attracted physique. It's why like the Mount Olympian men, I'm not gonna discount how much effort it fucking takes to get there because I'm sure that's fucking insane. Most women don't find Mount Olympian male bodies attractive. That's like a male impression thing. Princess muscles, so to speak. Jesus. American man goes on rampage, painting luxury rental home worth 22 million baht. I don't know how much that is in real money. Then runs into village lake and dies. An American man went on a violent rampage, painting the entire interior of a luxury rental home valued at 22 million baht, causing extensive damage before running into the village lake where he drowned. His girlfriend stated she did not know the cause, while the homeowner was shocked and never expected to encounter such a scene. Was his girlfriend there with him? Because, like, why didn't you stop him from running into the lake? Women like firm muscles, but with cushions. Don't make your woman lay on a rock. Yep. It's $659,472.44. Okay, so about 660K. That is pretty pricey, especially for somewhere in Thailand. God damn, that must have been like an entire compound. How could she stop him? I don't know. It depends. I'm assuming he was on some kind of drug to do this, right? If the guy was going apeshit, I wouldn't go into water with it. I mean, I wouldn't go into the water, but if he's going apeshit, I would have called the authorities quite a bit fast, right? The dude was one of the biggest fitness guys back in the day. He did a bunch of psychedelics and fried his brain. This is a sad but unsurprising end. Is he the guy where the meme about, like, ayahuasca one-shotting liberal minds comes from? Stop someone like that by casting level 3 9mm. I mean, I would feel very bad if I had to shoot my himbo in the kneecap in order to stop him from killing himself, but, like, I would do that if I had to. Busted kneecap is better than dead. John in English, thank you. This reminds you, have I seen the Marvel Rivals Captain America dong? Please look it up if you haven't. Need my opinion. I saw that and my immediate thought was, this is once again not peddling to women. This is peddling to gay men. I would like to see, like, male sexuality and men in video games sexualized in a way that women can enjoy it. You know? Like, it's all so tiresome. I don't want to look at a fucking gay man. It's not gonna get me excited. Himbo don't need no kneecaps to pump. Oh my god. His muscles were too dense and he couldn't float. I have a friend who is a Navy veteran and he's so, like, muscly that he struggles to float in the water. And I was like, you know, I got the little bit of floaty help over here, okay? I can float better than the Navy guy. What's up? Let's go. There were women liking it. I'm sure there were. There's a lot of F-slur hags, you know? But I want for the female gaze men sexualized in my games. Am I really the best judge of gay men given your history? Yes, actually. Even more so given my history. Men tend to prefer musclehead guys and big booty booba women in games, but what is a man for the woman's gaze in a video game? I got the perfect thing to show you. Not the robot. That guy. He's just a guy. He just looks like a guy. And that's fucking sexy. He doesn't look gay, he just looks like a guy. He looks like fucking Owen Wilson, dude. That's it. It doesn't take much. You don't need like weird fucking gay Frenchman swimsuits. You don't need that. All right, you can just have fucking Owen Wilson in a swimsuit.
I'm too sexy for my shirt.
This is a swimsuit gay men enjoy. This is not a swimsuit for women. This is specifically to tantalize gay men. That doesn't mean zero women enjoy it, but this is meant for gay men. There are very few video games who will actually put out a sexy male skin designed for women to look at. That's definitely gay, yeah. Yeah, my example was like just a fucking guy. This is not just a fucking guy. This is, I'm gonna go to the Turkish bathhouse and spread my fucking paused semen. That's a swimsuit. Yeah, a gay swimsuit. That's real? You thought it was edited as a joke? No. No, it is not. That's some Village People shit. The person who designed that wants jock straps to be male lingerie. Jesus Christ. Pretty sure the original bulge size was actually a bug. I don't know if it was a bug, but they did reduce the bulge size, so the bulge is slightly smaller now. You can have a giant bulge in, like, regular swimming trunks. You don't gotta give them this gay-ass fucking swimsuit, bro. You like it, but not in an attractive way, more in a humorous way. Yeah, like, it's funny in a humorous way. But if you're trying to, like, ooh, we're gonna sexualize the men like we sexualize the women, can we have some male video game sexualization that is unironically actually for fucking women? Please, I beg you. Stop giving it to the gays only. His girlfriend stated that she did not know the cause, while the homeowner was shocked and never expected to encounter such a scene. At 3 p.m. on July 7th, Police Lieutenant Colonel Wirapfong Rupsue, Deputy Investigation Officer at Bang Philly Police Station, received a report of a foreign man acting erratically and jumping into the lake of a luxury village in Bang Philly District, Samut Prakan Province. He, along with emergency doctors from Ramathibodi Chakri Nure Bodindra Hospital and volunteers from Po Tek Tung Foundation, rushed to the scene. This is challenging, chat. The scene was a luxury house situated next to a large pond. Divers were searching for the missing person before finding the body of Connor Michael Murphy, 32, an American, about 20 meters from the shore. They recovered the body for examination on land, and no wounds or signs of assault were found. The police sent the body for further autopsy at Ramathibodi Chakri Narue Bodindra Hospital. It looks like he smeared feces all over everything. That looks like diarrhea water, buddy. What the fuck is going on? What is happening? Reviewing video footage recorded by Miss A, a pseudonym, a village staff member, showed the foreign man suddenly exhibiting erratic behavior without known cause. He ran and swam in the village lake until he became exhausted and submerged before witnesses' eyes. No one dared to enter the water due to its depth of over 10 meters. I don't know how deep that is in real people measurements. So they immediately called authorities. Divers from Po Tek Tung Foundation searched for about 30 minutes before locating and retrieving the body ashore. It's about 33 feet-ish. Yeah, that's pretty fucking deep. That's pretty deep. That's deep. Security personnel at the village reported that the man went out and returned by a hired vehicle, which stopped at the security checkpoint. He offered the driver 1,000 baht, but the driver refused due to the man's abnormal behavior. Then the man approached a resident's car passing by. That's fucking crazy. I don't know how much 1,000 baht is, so I don't know if that's like a normal tip or if that's excessive. But, like, I don't know anyone who would refuse that. This driver is, like, an upstanding citizen. He's just like, this man is acting erratically. Maybe he's drunk. Maybe he doesn't mean to give so much. That's crazy. That's $30. I don't know how much that is for, like, tipping in this village, though, right? A $30 tip seems pretty fucking crazy to me, but, you know. Then the man approached a resident's car passing by, knocked on the window to get a ride inside, while security shouted, "Don't pick him up." The man then became agitated, shouting loudly and rolling on the road, making gestures as if praying to God. When police patrol arrived, he fled into the village and jumped into the lake to swim. Police called for backup and rescue teams as they could not control him. Eventually, he exhausted himself and drowned. Yeah, this really sounds like drugs. This really sounds like he was on some shit. What the fuck am I looking at here? Does he have, like, some sort of meth-making station in his kitchen? What the fuck is this? What the fuck am I looking at? This is horrendous looking. There's like a dick washing basin under the counter too. This guy was absolutely on meth. Yeah, something about this kitchen is just like unnerving, and I can't put my finger on what. Miss B, a pseudonym again, 22, the deceased girlfriend, said they had been together for about 3 years but had lived apart due to incompatible lifestyles. If you have a girlfriend of 3 years and you're living apart due to incompatible lifestyles, you don't have a girlfriend, you have some place to stick your dick occasionally. Like this, what are we doing here? Words have meaning. They had reunited less than 3 months ago, and before the incident, their life was normal with no problems or signs of illness. She did not know why he suddenly became erratic that day and never saw him use drugs during their time together. The vandalism with paint happened during the previous night while she was asleep. He refused to sleep. Miss View, a pseudonym, the homeowner, shared her shock upon seeing the house, which had been completely defaced with paint, including electrical appliances. She said she loved and cherished the house, a beautiful property by the lake, currently valued at 22 million baht. Again, it was like about $660,000 doodles. It was rented out for 35,000 baht per month and had been leased for only 3 months, as she had carefully chosen the tenant and never expected to find the house in such a damaged state. With furniture and decorations all destroyed. Yeah, understandable. Apparently this guy has like 2.3 million subs on YouTube. This would be an easy like, oh yeah, we can rent to this guy because if he does anything bad, it's gonna horribly harm his reputation. Investigators from Bang Phli police station searched the house and the deceased car, finding 2 unused syringes on the front driver's seat and unidentified white pills in the deceased waste bag. Unidentified white pills. That's really sad. This is a pretty painting of flowers. He was trying to draw an eagle above it, it looks like, maybe? Initially, investigators from Bang Phli police station, forensic doctors from Ramathi Bodhi Chakri Narue Bodhindra Institute, and rescue personnel conducted an autopsy, finding bruises likely caused by rolling on the road. The rescue team will send the body for further examination to determine the exact cause of death, including drug testing. Evidence is being collected, and the American Embassy in Thailand has been notified to provide information about the incident. Yeah, I feel like he was probably on drugs. I don't know anything about this guy. Here's a final video from him 6 days ago. He looks sickly. What the fuck? Like, that's not looks maxing. That's like, that looks like AI. You know how we saw that one guy who's gotten so much fucking, cosmetic surgery? He looks like a PlayStation 2 graphics character. This also looks very unnatural. Someone said he's the original looks maxer, like clavicular. Does this mean he also hit his jawbone with hammers? He's gacked out of his mind. AIDS maxing. He's seen the machine elves. Looks like a turbo larper. I don't know. Looks like the cheek fat got removed. Ugh.
I'm absorbing the spirit of Elon.
Yeah, this man's on drugs. That's... This man's on fucking drugs. He's absorbing the spirit of Elon.
Thank you, Elon, for your sacrifice.
What? Oh, do you guys see that? He's got a fuck ton of bruises on him here. I guess that might be from the rolling around on the ground that was referenced in the article. I don't know if this video was before or after the rolling around on the ground. So I don't know. If this was before rolling around on the ground, what the fuck are those bruises from? Steroids? Do steroids bruise you after you inject them? That's bruises and not... Yeah, that's bruises. If that's ass hair, that would be a very unfortunate pattern. Yes, that could be bad injection marks. Okay, you guys would know more than I would. I've never seen anyone inject steroids. What the fuck is happening? Ooh! Oh, he's got one of these rolly things. These feel really fucking good on your spine, brother.
Elon.
Elon.
I will become the most famous guitar player in the world.
1, why would Elon care? 2, that's not a guitar. 3, you can't do that if you kill yourself. So all of this is just very confusing to me.
Just for you.
You motherfuckers have an unhealthy relationship with death.
What an ominous last thing to say! What did he mean by this? I definitely want to know what the fuck happened. Right? Like, why? What made him go fucking off the deep end? Did he get drugged? Did he take something? Like, what the fuck? Why did Texas think it would be a good idea to put a secret viewing place right next to a kids' fountain play place? Considering some of the demographic changes in Texas, I could think of a few reasons.
Okay, I'm in Sulphur Springs, downtown, on the square, and they have these bathrooms. So you can see me, right? So I'm gonna go into this bathroom. Oh, I can see Chris. There he is. I can do whatever. I can wave at him and he doesn't see me. And nobody sees you, but you see everything going on.
I didn't know it was a bathroom when I first pulled this up. That makes it even creepier. Why would they do this? Why would they make a one-way mirrored bathroom in public right in front of a kid's water play place? That's fucking weird. That is incredibly fucking weird.
Is that not insane? Wow. See, he doesn't even know I'm making faces at him. This is so cool.
That's weird, man. I think we need to look into who built this and why. Who signed off on this? The designer's barely disguised fetish. The designer was super into exhibitionism and watching kids in swimsuits. Are normal walls really so cliche? Yeah, why not just make them fucking normal? What the fuck? Texans are stupid. It's probably for the parents to be able to see their kids while they use the bathroom. Or you could take your kid into the bathroom with you. That's not, or you could just be like, hey, I'm just going in this bathroom for a second. Could you sit at our table with our stuff while I'm in the bathroom? Just so I can make sure you're safe. If you have a smart kid, they might listen to you, right? That's probably the excuse they used. 100% needs wrecked until they realize that the cost to repair is more than it's worth. Everything is so inefficient when the government does it that I'm sure this costs way more than it actually needed to be, you know? Could be an argument for safety, being able to exit the bathroom without being ambushed or having someone force their way in with you, but it's a flimsy argument. If you're at a point where the area you live in is having people get mugged outside of the bathroom so often that you need a one-way mirror bathroom in order to ensure that nobody's waiting outside the bathroom to jump you, I think you have far bigger problems to address than making a bathroom with a one-way mirror. But that's just, like, my opinion, man. Considering the state of the world right now, you refuse to believe that that's just an oversight. Heads need to roll. That's what I was thinking. Texas is just fat California now. Honestly, I think Texas is becoming Little India faster than it is, like, fat California. Sarah Fields reporting, Jeff Metcalf, the father of Austin Metcalf, received a cease and desist directing him to stop using the phrase watermelon felon, claiming the term is quote-unquote privately copyrighted / patented, valued at $100 million in 0.999 pure silver, and owned by a quote-unquote foreign trust. It referenced the new moon as part of the date and demands that he remove the phrase not only from social media, but from his mouth and vocabulary. To top it off, it threatens legal consequences if he doesn't comply within 7 days. Well, the little girl from The Ring already died, so nobody's gonna make good on that promise. Here's the problem: copyright law doesn't protect short phrases, patents don't protect words, and simply dressing a document up with barcodes, seals, and references to trusts doesn't magically give it legal authority. If this was intended to intimidate a grieving father into silence, it missed the mark. I asked Jeff to send me a video that perfectly captured how he felt about the cease and desist, so here you go. It appears that Cityside Records can take their cease and desist and shove it right up their fourth point of contact. I will share the letter in the thread.
For their Watermelon Felon, says there is lyrics to the song. And this is what's funny, it's not even written from an attorney, but from Cityside Records. So this is what I think about the cease and desist that has been sent to me. And as you can see, you're welcome to do whatever you think you need to do. If you think I'm the one that's violating some sort of record you have for it. So I'm just gonna put it right in here with the rest of the ashes.
Safe fire.
There's your cease and desist.
They sent him a diploma. Yeah? I don't even know, like, from fucking Cityside Records, it references the new moon as a part of the date and demands he remove the phrase not just from social media, but from his mouth and vocabulary. That's kind of fucking crazy. And I think in light of this, more people should start adopting the phrase watermelon felon. It just rolls off the fucking tongue. And if it's gonna get people this insanely upset, yeah, fucking why not? Fucking why not? Fake cease and desist, and she added Cityside Music and told them to pound sand. I have no idea who Cityside Records are. They have 1.1k fucking followers? Who the fuck is this? Attention, Mr. Jeffrey Metcalf, father of the deceased Austin Metcalf. This is... People made fun of, like, the way that I set up my cease and desist for Vice. Like, oh, she couldn't possibly have a lawyer. This isn't legitimate. Look at how she made it. I did that on purpose, right? Like, I purposefully made it all, like, princessy fucking female stationery with, like, the exact amount of journalistic integrity and seriousness that Vice deserves, right? I made my points. I made my case. I was like, this is a serious letter. This is a cease and desist. I'm just giving it the exact same professionalism your website does. This just looks really fucking sloppy. Like, at least I put care into my shit post side of my cease and desist. This just looks like very low quality. This looks fake, dude. A cease and desist to Jeffrey Metcalf, Estate Trust, Cityside Records. Like, what the fuck is this shit behind it? And they didn't even type the, like, letters on the stationery. They copy-pasted an image block of the text on top of the stationery. That's why you can't see the blue text and the black design behind it. This is so fucking stupid. This is so fucking stupid. Enigma, thank you. Don't say that. After being notified and seeing a public social media and public news media release of you using the lyric/term word, watermelon felon, you are hereby ordered to cease and desist and remove the word or anything similar to it from your mouth, all news/media platforms, blogs, your vocabulary, terminology, literature, and all other ways that reflect the word watermelon felon. Your use of it in or out dealing with the Carmelo Anthony case is causing the lyrics, title, word, or term to be reflected in a negative way by you using it in public in a way that is unacceptable. Is that even fucking English?
English, motherfucker! Do you speak it?
What fucking retard wrote this, dude? AI hands wrote this slop. I think AI would be a bit more understandable. Like, this is written in a way where it's like someone actually wrote this and their grasp on the English language is not very great. A sphincter, thank you. It looks like a watermelon attorney drafted that cease and desist. And the song is privately copyrighted / patented. Those are two different things, cease and desist, man. And the title carries a market value of $100 million in 0.999 pure silver, which is currently rising due to your public use of it. That's the dumbest thing I've ever read. That's so fucking stupid. What the fuck does that even mean? I don't know, man. It is owned by Cityside Records and their foreign trust. It is not removed by you from all places where you used it and the places you caused it to be used. You will be fully charged by our trust, and the public use of will be reported to the appropriate public authorities of your illegal, unlawful use. This person has like a 5th grade grasp on how English is written. This is insanity. Wait, they just admitted in their cease and desist that they're not being harmed but actually profiting from his use of the term. They attributed him with the gain in value from his use. Yeah, why would you send a cease and desist if this guy is increasing the value? Right, the title carries a market value of 100 million in 0.999 pure silver, which is currently rising due to your public use of it. So it's a good thing that he's using it.
That makes sense to me.
Dreadhe, thank you. Hands that never touched a diploma wrote this letter. Hands that never touched a diploma or a GED wrote this letter. Sadly, these days, these hands probably do have a diploma, no child left behind. This is either diploma-less hands or like a female with a college degree hands. You have 7 calendar days to have it removed. And what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? It's like fucking stretched out barcode and then a second barcode, King Stevian of Cityside. I'm not gonna have a fake fucking sugar packet telling me what I can and can't say. Fake ass sugar packet, watermelon felon looking ass. Why would you send this and think any response besides burning it would happen? Like, what the fuck?
It's time for another good idea, bad idea.
2 women from the Netherlands were lured to Pakistan by the son of a politician promising them investment opportunities. They were kidnapped, gang raped, and beaten before being told their organs would be sold if they did not find people to pay their ransom of $2 million. They stole the equivalent of $17,000 from the women before driving them through a local town. During the drive, they crashed their car, allowing the women to escape. The Dutch Ministry of Foreign Affairs is aware of the case and is dealing with it. The 2 women are now being cared for by health professionals. Literally, an intervention act of God allowed these retards to escape people who kidnapped them because they genuinely thought men in Pakistan would offer women a business opportunity. This is like the Nigerian scammer, but for dummies. How did you fall for this? Why? Why?
Bad idea.
Dutch women kidnapped and gang raped after traveling to Pakistan to meet investors. If someone invites you to Pakistan, your answer should always, under every circumstance, be no. What the fuck? A pair of Dutch women were allegedly kidnapped and gang raped after traveling to Pakistan to meet a group of so-called investors. 4 men have now been arrested in connection to the alleged sexual offenses. 35-year-old woman said she arrived in Pakistan on June 26th after being invited by the grandson of a top politician, who promised networking opportunities with investors for her company. If this was how it was genuinely worded, the woman must have thought, oh, he wants to invest in my company, whereas he was saying, I will trade networking for sex. If you give me your company, a la your sex, I will give you networking opportunities. If it was phrased that way, I very much bet that that's what's going on. The 2 were picked up by the politician's grandson, who allegedly provided them with the visas needed to visit the country. After spending 3 days in Islamabad, the women said they were taken to an abandoned house in Lahore under the pretense of it being his aunt's birthday. The women alleged that on June 29th, they were then repeatedly raped, beaten, and threatened with death. The Pakistani men then allegedly demanded a ransom of 1.5 million as they threatened to sell the women's organs, according to the Dutch newspaper De Telegraaf. After hitting me for a few minutes, they said they wanted money. First, they asked for 200,000, then 700,000, then $1 million, up to 2 million, the woman said. I said I had no money, but he insisted otherwise he would kill me. The men then used her phone to send $17,000 to their crypto wallet, according to Dutch media. The women were told by the men that enough money had been paid by family members and they were driven to the airport to be returned. But she said they were skeptical of the remarks. Suddenly, the politician's grandson crashed his car into the one in front of him, the woman said. They then used the opportunity to jump out of the car, the woman told local media. We ran screaming into a garage. My friend had grabbed our passports and I our mobile phones. They were found by a traffic officer on the scene who called the right people as the police arrived. The two women were left distrusting of the situation, but a separate police car with a female officer eventually managed to calm them down. I mean, understandably so. If I had gone through that, I also wouldn't trust the authorities based on the position of power the man who had kidnapped me was in. Oh, it's very understandable. They're just like, I don't fucking trust shit right now. Police are currently investigating the incident and searching for the stolen cryptocurrency. A spokeswoman for the Dutch Ministry of Foreign Affairs said it was aware of the case. We're providing consular assistance, she said. Due to the privacy, the ministry cannot comment further on individual cases. Going to Pakistan as a woman without a bodyguard is the definition of stupidity. Yes. It's like these are people you like want to feel bad for because what happened to them is horrific, but what happened to them was entirely avoidable if they had brain cells rattling around in their head. It's like whenever a Western woman is like, I'm going to go biking through all countries starting in Turkey, and then they get raped and murdered in Turkey. And it's like, what am I supposed to say? I don't want you to have died. I'm sad that you are dead, but this was entirely preventable. Why did you go there? Why did you do this? This is like basically women committing suicide. How many times does this have to happen before women like this learn the third world era are dangerous? I just had to read news stories and I learned that. It's like, wow, you start noticing a pattern. And these women are still going to advocate for infinite third world migration. It's because for some reason, some of these people are genuinely either like propagandized or dumb enough to think that there's like a magic soil. That as soon as like someone from another country comes to like France or England or American, our magic soil makes them just as French or British or American as us. And it's like that's not true. You can't just impart the beliefs and the cultural aspect of these countries into someone who merely steps here. That's not how that works. Looney Lenny, thank you. Can't feel sorry for these kinds of people anymore. They get what they deserve. It's just like, I don't like seeing people have crime visited upon them. I fucking hate it. And I fucking hate how often I have to report on it. I wish it would stop, but people are just really fucking dumb and seem to just want more crime to happen. When you were deployed to Afghanistan, a husband and wife aid worker duo were kidnapped and killed outside of Kabul. They were riding mountains in the Taliban-infested mountains to show how safe Afghanistan was. This was during the height of the 2011 to 2012 fighting season. I'm sure people warned them that that was a dumb idea, but like, Darwin Awards still exist even today. Mystery of explosive diarrhea parasite outbreak in the US as experts try to figure out what's causing it. A stomach-churning parasite that causes explosive watery diarrhea has sickened over 140 people across multiple states, with the highest number of cases being in New York. According to the CDC, 145 people ranging in age from 5 to 86 years and from 20 states contracted the parasite Cyclosporiasis between May and June 16th, with 20 hospitalized. Fortunately, there have not yet been any deaths. Now, you see me, living in a first world country and having access to first world amenities, when I first saw this, my brain was like, how the fuck do you die from diarrhea in the United States of America? Like, if they were saying that this was happening in India or in Pakistan, I'd be like, that makes sense. But how are there people having, like, this explosive diarrhea thing that could potentially kill them in the US? That's fucking crazy. That's wild. What the fuck? That's insane. Just drink water, idiot! Right? So it's like, clearly this is a disconnect. I do not understand the parasite that they have, because this parasite isn't something normal to my first world brain. So it's just like, idiot, drink water. What the fuck? Since none of the patients had traveled recently, officials believe the cause is food, although they're unsure of the exact source. The Cyclospora parasite causes Cyclosporiasis, a type of food poisoning that leads to diarrhea, severe cramping, nausea, vomiting, and fatigue. The infection is usually contracted during travel outside of the US as a result of consuming food or water that's been contaminated with feces. Don't eat the Indian street food. It is more common in tropical areas. None of the current US patients, however, reported taking any recent trips. I wonder where we could find a clue. All of the people infected with this third world parasite haven't traveled outside of the United States. And yet, there are many cases of US citizens getting this third world parasite. Blue, can you find any clues? Could you figure out how this might be happening? There's also no evidence that the infection can be spread from human to human, leading the CDC to believe the patients became sick after eating food in the US. Local, state, and federal public health authorities are investigating several clusters of cases in more than one state. Investigations to identify potential sources are ongoing, the agency reported. Since there may be patients who haven't been diagnosed, the actual number of Cyclosporiasis cases is likely higher than initially reported, and it's likely present in states besides those with reported cases. In addition to New York, New Jersey, and Washington, D.C., the current states with reported cases include Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Virginia, North Carolina, Wisconsin, Illinois, Georgia, Florida, Texas, Louisiana, Colorado, and Alaska. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. I wonder who it's from. Look, Blue, it's from our friend, Rashid. Could he have any clue about why Americans are getting sick with this parasite that doesn't exist here? I wonder what all of these states possibly have in common. Symptoms of the disease typically appear a week after infection and mainly affect the intestines. One of the main signs is explosive, watery diarrhea, but others may include loss of appetite, bloating, fatigue, low-grade fever, stomach cramps, nausea, and vomiting. However, sometimes symptoms may not appear at all. While a Cyclosporiasis infection can go away on its own, symptoms can last for a month or longer if not treated, increasing the risk of dehydration. Treatment is a course of antibiotics, typically trimethoprim sulfamethoxazole. What the fuck? Also known under the brand names Bactrim, Septra, or Cotrim. Literally never heard of any of those. In addition to avoiding food or water at risk of contamination, the CDC also recommends following food safety handling recommendations for safe preparation and storage. But my nummy tacos! No! While the risk of infection is highest when eating food in subtropical or tropical areas generally outside the US, eating fresh imported produce can also increase the chances. You see, when I first read about this, it was before July 4th, and people were saying that a lot of people end up getting it from eating, like, fruit. And I was like, fuck, I wanted fruit salad on July 4th, but now I don't want to buy fruit, because, like, what if it's contaminated? Several fruits and veggies have been previously linked to Cyclosporiasis cases in the US, such as cilantro, raspberry, no! Sweet peas, mesclun lettuce? What the fuck is mesclun lettuce? And basil, which was connected to a 2019 outbreak involving the herb imported from Mexico. A 2018 outbreak also infected nearly 400 people thanks to tainted McDonald's salads. How did the fucking Burger King foot lettuce cause less of an issue than tainted McDonald's lettuce?
Number 15.
In the current outbreak, New York has the most cases, between 31 and 80, followed by Texas and Illinois, which are experiencing between 11 and 30 cases. Actually, a good thing you don't know about Bactrim, it's most prescribed for UTIs. I have never had a urinary tract infection. I'm fucking goated, brother. Explosive diarrhea parasite cases up over 400% in a week in hardest hit state as experts search for a source. This is an update today. Cases of a parasite that can cause explosive diarrhea have quickly quadrupled in Michigan, skyrocketing to 681 people Monday, up from 170 cases in the state less than a week ago. As of the most recent reported numbers, Michigan is by far the hardest hit state. I don't think Michigan was even on that list in that article from a few days ago. That's crazy. A New York state official told the Post 120 cases have been recorded across the state since May 1st, and as of Monday, Texas is reporting 48 cases. Illinois also reported a concerning number of cases, between 11 and 80, according to the CDC, which only has data up to mid-June. Folks who get infected may not experience any symptoms, though dramatic cases involve watery explosive diarrhea, the CDC said. Thank you, Asian woman wearing shorts on the toilet. Crazy how Florida is a tropical climate, produces tons of cattle and fruit, yet basically no disease unless they're hiring seasonal foreign labor, or the Chinese get down there to kill the trees. While Cyclosporiasis is usually contracted through contaminated food like produce, experts have yet to identify a specific source of the current outbreak. For those who do get sick, identifying the infection as Cyclosporiasis can be difficult. It requires special lab tests looking specifically for Cyclospora, which are not part of a standard stool test. It's another reason it's possible many cases are going undiagnosed. A Cyclospora is a microscopic parasite that's commonly transmitted by drinking water or eating raw produce like basil, cilantro, and lettuce that was contaminated with feces. Though we know the parasite hitches a ride on raw food, we don't know which ones might be to blame. The CDC says cases haven't been linked to a common source and are still investigating. The Cyclospora parasite causes cyclosporiasis, which can cause diarrhea, severe cramping, nausea, vomiting, and fatigue. Normally, this isn't life-threatening, but severe diarrhea and vomiting can cause dehydration, which is dangerous if left untreated, especially in younger children, older adults, and people who are immunocompromised. Alaska, Wisconsin, Colorado, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Tennessee, Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, Louisiana, and Florida also reported cases in June. In the CDC's June 16th report, 145 cases were reported across 17 states. Michigan wasn't even on the map at the time. I'm glad they acknowledged what I said earlier. The CDC says all the people got sick in the US and none traveled recently. 20 were hospitalized and no deaths still have been reported. Well, that's good. That's good that no one's died still. Christy Koopa, 51, spoke to the Post from the hospital after getting infected. This is worse than like any flu I've ever gotten or anything. It's just so it's miserable. I'm worn out from it. I really am. Her first symptom was what she called unbearable diarrhea, which began June 25th. Over the next 2 days, she developed excessive gas, fatigue, acute vomiting, nausea, and painful cramping, and had a fever of 100.2 degrees. All symptoms of cyclosporiasis. You were mysteriously sick with a stomach bug for almost a month. The cramping was so bad you thought it was your appendix and went to the ER. You might have had this then. That's crazy. At its worst, she was using the toilet at least 30 times a day. This woman's booty hole was so raw. Holy fuck, that is insane. I would go fucking crazy, dude. That's like, it's gonna be sore and bloody. That's nuts. Cooper is a dialysis patient and is immunocompromised, which made treatment tricky. Most people with healthy immune systems eventually recover from cyclosporiasis without treatment by resting, staying hydrated, and eating what they can tolerate. Cooper's fluid intake had to be carefully controlled as excess fluid could cause complications like high blood pressure and heat strain. Cyclospora takes 1 to 2 weeks outside the body to become infectious after passing into feces. That's why it's very unlikely to be passing from person to person. Treatment usually involves a sulfa-based antibiotic. She received an antibiotic regimen and is on the mend. Cyclosporiasis is known to sometimes improve after antibiotics and come back with a vengeance. It happens when the first round of meds don't completely wipe out the parasite, allowing them to grow and trigger another infection. Here's how to best reduce your risk of getting cyclosporiasis. Cook greens whenever possible, wash all fresh produce under running water, and get into nooks and crannies where microbes can hide. Buy whole heads of lettuce rather than pre-washed bagged lettuce or salad mixes. Throw out the outer layers of lettuce and wash the inner leaves under running water. For herbs like cilantro and basil, wash under running water while separating the leaves. Do the same for green onions and snow peas. Go for frozen raspberries instead of using fresh ones. Oh, but the texture's so bad. Like, frozen raspberries are fine in like a smoothie, but not to just like eat. It reduces, but doesn't eliminate the risk of the parasite. You would think that having cases in Alaska would help narrow things down. We don't have nearly as many produce companies shipping produce here as the lower 48. Test produce in Alaska instead of running around to all the other affected states. I don't think it's the produce. Across the upper Midwest, there's an outbreak of Cyclosporiasis, which causes diarrhea. They haven't linked it to food because it's actually coming from immigrants from developing countries pooping in waterways. And he's got a screenshot saying a Cyclosporiasis outbreak, Wisconsin impacted, foods possibly affected. And so this is just another one of the, we don't know why it's happening, but it's happening. And someone here said, this sucks. Everywhere you have street shitters, which is everywhere now thanks to Biden, has this potential problem. And he asked Grok, do water treatment plants effectively remove this parasite? And Grok said, no, standard water treatment plants do not reliably or fully remove Cyclospora cantanensis oocysts, the infectious form of the parasite. Chlorine-resistant Cyclospora oocysts are highly resistant to routine chemical disinfection methods like chlorination, the primary disinfectant in many municipal systems. Standard chlorine levels used in drinking water treatment do not effectively kill or inactivate them. Physical removal challenges, conventional filtration, e.g. sand or media filters, can reduce oocysts, but it's not 100% effective, especially if the system is not optimized for, does that say protozoan parasites? Studies on wastewater treatment plants show only partial removal. And Paul once again saying, our water treatment plants aren't prepared for third world parasites and Americans are paying a price for it. This explains why it is so widespread in so many states, and someone even in Alaska is just like, we have far less produce distributors, couldn't you just figure it out there? If they let it out that our drinking water is what's contaminated with this parasite because there's too many people who don't have sanitary conditions, that would be fucking, like, an insane state of emergency kind of affair. And we're getting it because no one ever thought to shit in the drinking water. Our civilization is becoming daycare. Yup, unfortunately. Obviously, there's no way for, like, Paul or I to know for 100% sure if it is in the drinking water. But considering apparently they've been looking into these cases since May, and they haven't been able to pinpoint a food that has carried this parasite, this sounds like a pretty good hypothesis for what might be going on. The bigger issue is them shitting on the streets and washing it straight into the storm drains. Yep, that's exactly what this guy was saying. You're safe because you don't drink water. I drink bottled water. Hee hee hee. Now, the water in NYC is nasty now because they've got so many hydrants open for people trying to cool off. What the fuck? I drink bottled water, and I also have well water, so I'm pretty insulated. But now it's a good idea to remove the parasites and shit. A 20-ounce glass jar reaches a boil in about 430 in a microwave. I don't know. Would boiling get rid of the parasite if the parasite is also chlorine resistant as well as resistant to sand and media filters? I don't know. It usually does. Yes. Okay. I will trust you guys. Boiling kills pretty much everything. Yay!